We pulled together lovesick questions from the netizens, and today, dating coach V answers them on Love Hacks.
Love hacks, we got you. No need to be sad. Love hacks, we got you.
Beautiful day, Coach V. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, beautiful day, Ann and Pal.
All right, so we come into this love hack segment on the heels of a hot love topic.
Yes.
Of
Yes,
course,
yes,
So
yes.
we're
that
doing
is
our Q&A edition of the segment again, and we have our magic bowl over here where the questions are printed out, and we pick them one. No, Coach V picks them one by one, and we
Yes.
start with your question, Pao. Let's see.
And these are questions coming from real people about
yes,
their love
yes.
problems.
This is
Yes.
from Vian. Why do I feel responsible for fixing things even when I'm the one who's hurt?
Ooh. Well, my love, the reason why you feel like you have to fix it is because you likely is a people pleaser, and we pick that up from our childhood, wherein if we don't please, we don't get rewarded. And so now that we are in a relationship, we still feel that even if it's not our fault, we feel like we have to overperform to get rewarded. So key here is self-awareness, so that we don't repeat the familiarity of childhood in our relationship. Because my love, you cannot overfunction in a relationship, because if you do, nako, you will end up very lonely as a woman because people can use you.
Plus, you can't just fix na one-sided lang. It has to be like a two-way street, right?
Very good point.
From Spicy Chicken, does LDR work? I'm a nurse in Mindanao and he's a seaman.
I don't want to start by the stigma that people say about semen, because by the end of the day, it boils down to an individual personality. But my love, let me tell you, LDR is really tough. I've been there myself. And so if you don't have an exact date when to reconnect again, then you don't have something to look forward to. And when the brain doesn't have something to look forward to, we nagliliwaliw, tumitingin sa iba, nagpa-fantasize, and eventually, when we get bored, we look forward to the future with another person.
Tama yan, tama yan.
Pero it can work. LDR can work.
Absolutely.
Diba? It just takes a lot of work.
Yes, and that
Okay.
includes having, again, I'm very particular about this, science back this up, you have to have a specific time when to see each other again. Hindi pwedeng next month na, pag may pera na, pag may,
Yeah.
needs to be a fixed date.
Dapat may schedule, kumbaga.
Yeah,
Oo,
yeah.
As
Kasi-
someone who has also done an LDR,
Oh, di ba?
it's not that great.
Pao, kasi di ba may tinatawag na pre-trip happiness, wherein may nilulook
Pre-trip
forward.
happiness?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
excited. You're
Yeah,
excited
yeah.
You
to
look forward
actually
to
meet
it.
them. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. So here, I referenced this a while ago that off the heels of a hot love topic, according to Princess Penelope, comments on Ellen and Derek Ramsey's split in latest tea.
Uy, we were talking about that earlier.
The audacity.
I knew that they were about to break up. Do you wanna know why?
Why? Woo! Hot tea.
They had this video in the past wherein Ellen surprised Derek. He was sleeping and then ginulat. Anong typical reaction ng gulat? Diba? Yung iba, syempre nagagalit kasi bagong gising. But one thing that I remember from that video is, I think, either unintentionally or intentionally, namura niya si Ellen dun sa video na yon. And so, when I saw that, I was like, oh, nagulat ako. Kasi unang-una, if a husband cursing the wife, for me, this is a personal take, it is a red flag.
Yeah.
Second is, imagine cursing the woman who gave birth to your child. That gives me a lot of cringe.
Was it
I get
like
that, I get
I
that.
wasn't able to see that video,
Yes.
but was it a mura that was
Because nagulat siya.
addressed to no yung talagang nakadirect sa kanya kay Ellen, or was it like, 'di ba minsan pag nagugulat ka napapamura ka eh?
Yes, yes,
Oo.
yes.
Was it like that, or
So-
was it addressed talaga
Yes.
like ka?
You know,
in
that's a
Tagalog, like
very good
you.
point.
Oo.
But for me, when I saw that video, I felt like, oh, it was a mura directed to the woman.
Okay,
That's
okay.
why
So,
it
iba
felt.
yun.
Yes, that's why it felt off. So there are, in relationships, before couples do break up, celebrity man or hindi, there are tiny indicators that will lead to and show you their level of respect and love to each other.
Yeah.
Just in my head, if I look at the woman as my dream girl, never in my imagination that a man will curse the woman
Yeah,
who is her dream girl.
One of the alleged
History.
triggers of this whole tea, by the way, between the two, is nung nag-post si Derek ng story that said, marriage has 6 stages but most couples give up at stage 3. I mean, tama ba yan? I mean, like, the 6 stages
I
and the
agree,
stage 3?
I agree to that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So coming from a married person, I agree also. But, you know, the woman or the man will only be willing to go through those stages if the man and woman is worth it. But, if siningitan mo ng third party yan, kahit stage 1 pa lang yan, mag-give up na ako.
Yeah. And it always has to be, like what I said kanina, a two-way street. If you want to go through all these stages, you have to do it together.
Yes.
Hindi pwedeng isa lang yung humihigit dun sa other one.
So, as long as
there.
walang infidelity, it's easy to fight for your partner. But then when there's another person, it makes you feel insecure about yourself, even if kahit gaano ka pa kaganda.
That's
Pero,
true.
Coach B, ako, yung curiosity ko is yung timing rin. Because this was an event that happened 2021 allegedly, no nagsimula nga si Ellen and si Derek. When we talk about siguro reopening old wounds, or maybe this is a new wound for Ellen, I don't know, to be honest. Just why is it a factor that we should also consider, or na she actually brought it out now, so many years after the fact?
Absolutely, because I think one of the things that she was painful about was that the timestamp of the cheating messages that she found out is they were new in a relationship. And so she said, if we are on a honeymoon period and a man is able to do this already, how much more if the relationship goes stagnant and boring, which all relationships go through. And that makes sense because based on science, my love, if you want to know if a person, what happens to the brain when a person is in love, is we get hyper-focused on a single person.
Yes,
this is
that's
for
true.
monogamous relationship. And so, if it's very new, and you already have a lot of people in your head, not only the one that you're supposed to be hyper-focused, probably, maybe it wasn't in love. Maybe it was a relationship out of whatever pressure, could be business or whatever. We don't know that.
If I'm not mistaken, Coach, they only Ellen found out about this 3 weeks ago. So, and coming out with the stories, I think just yesterday, diba? So, yan yung timeline that we're working with here.
Yes.
So ang question in our heads now is paano kaya niya nalaman, 'di ba? Sino nagpadala sa kanya and why now?
May
Meron
nagsumbong
daw
daw.
nagsumbong.
Interesting because the screenshots look like it was coming from the third.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call her third
the other
party because
girl.
it's not confirmed. It looks like a screenshot coming from another woman. So baka may nag-donate ng information. We will
Meron
see.
nga daw nagsumbong according to our EP. So ayan.
Yes.
So if Ellen is watching or Derek
Yeah.
and you want to guest on the show and tell us the story, let us know.
Yes.
Come on, you're always welcome to guest here.
And just to be balanced, of course, usually when there's an alleged cheating, the man receives a lot of heat in this one.
Yes.
That's why it's important for men also to speak up to see if they were triggered. Or malay mo, baka yung girl naman yung nauna. So let's have a conversation about
So,
it.
being quiet is not necessarily the best move.
So being quiet is good initially, but then you have to let the truth out by saying, you know what, usually man ang nasisisi pag cheating, but then if you really didn't do anything, you know, you have to speak up, or else people will just listen to the loudest voice.
That's true. It's not really the truth that matters, but the perception of the truth, which also applies to politics. Bago natin pag-usapan niya, marami akong sasabihin dyan. Next question.
No, I'm so quiet. din
Vian
kasi.
4K, what does consistency actually look like in a man? What does consistency look like?
Yes. So consistency is not just consistent actions, but it is the words and the actions meeting, no? Kasi posibleng consistent siya sa effort niya, pero consistent siya sa effort sa lahat ng nililigawan niya. But, you know, there has to be, when a man really loves you, tatlo yan eh, 3 Ps. They protect, they provide, and they profess. Yun yung profess, yung may sinasabi sa'yo na may plano siya. After niyang sabihin sa'yo, pinapantayan niya ng actions. So that's what you call consistency.
All right, so
Okay.
here we have one from Zach. What early signs differentiate a high-quality woman from one who will bring chaos?
Oh, Zachary, that looks like a question from a foreigner.
Women in general bring chaos.
Yes, it is.
Depends.
It can be a good chaos. Depends on how you see the chaos we bring, right?
That's true. But usually we look at indicators, no? Emotional stability. So you look at relationships with friends and family because human beings tend to be consistent. If they're problematic for example, in school before, there are also indicators that they're also problematic members of the other groups. So number one is look at something. Have they built something for themselves? Either siguro name in the passion or name into business or name in sports, because if you're not building, what are you doing? You're wasting a lot of time. And so a woman usually who is good quality has their eyes above their self. So merong binibuild yan or may ginagawa towards the society.
Okay, last question for today comes from Bea Rax. How can my afam and I maintain trust and communication if the relationship starts LDR o LDR ulit?
Nako.
Okay.
Ba't hindi siya seaman ata?
Afam daw.
Afam,
Oh,
oo.
there.
Afam naman kasi, afam or seaman, it has a lot to do with trust. And how do you build trust with people? It is when the words matches the action. And so, when you say you're gonna show up at 9 p.m. on a video call, you do need to show up. When you say, oh, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. to, do and send you something, you need to set your alarm and show up at 5 p.m. because that's how you establish trust. When there's a mismatch between words naman and actions, that's when you start to question the relationship.
Yeah.
So if you want a trustworthy relationship, just always match what you say with what you do.
Yeah, Coach,
Okay.
a quick aside there. Kasi normally kapag sinasabi nila, LDR, like, does the person need to siguro mark themselves sa social media? Uy, taken ako. May picture si girl or picture si guy na nasa profile
Para to
picture,
establish
mag-post.
na
diba,
naka-LDR sila.
i-plant mo yung bandera, uy, taken ako. Oo. Like, do you have to do that kapag ka-LDR ka?
So one thing that you will feel when you're on an LDR is there's a lot of insecurity that goes around it. So it's not necessarily, but I think it helps that you are telling the world that this is my lover. And that's part of tatlo na binanggit ko. Protect, provide, and profess. You tell the world, this is my girl, and I am my girl's man.
Kala ko prevent yung kasi.
Prevent?
Oo, hindi
Beep,
naman.
beep, beep.
Oo, but of course,
Ayun eh.
iba yata yun
Thank you so much for
Yes.
joining us for today's Love Hacks. Dating Coach V. If you're in need of love hacks, just DM Coach V at Dating Coach V on Instagram or message our text line.
Yes, sir. And of course, at the moment, there it is. Coach V, you can
Yes.
mention yung number mo?
Ayan, our text line is 0927-975-1235. Send us a message, give us a call, or apply in the studio.
Yes, that's right. Get real-time advice
I
via
love yung
call
apply.
or join us
Apply
in
ka.
person. Actually, open yan to every member of BNC na staff.
Oo,
Reporters
that's
are
true.
also allowed,
Anchors,
Yung mga
yeah.
reporters natin, mga writers, of course.
Yung brave.
mga
brave
floor
enough.
director. Mga floor director po natin, of course.
And syempre, even celebrities who would like to share their side of stories, we do
Yes.
welcome you. Please, share your story.
Ellen, Derek.
Lahat na.
Lahat na.
Yung
Maglabas
girl
kayo ng
dun
baho
sa-
dito.
Yung girl sa text message. Yan.
Alright.